Your cat knows things about your house that you will never notice. To you, your home is rooms, furniture, lights, and walls. To your cat, that same house is something else entirely. It's a map of smells, sounds, warm spots, and invisible borders. You live in a house. Your cat lives in a territory. Here are 7 things it knows about that territory that you almost certainly don't. Number 7. The safest warm place in the house isn't the bed you bought it. You spent good money on that cat bed. Your cat is currently asleep in a box that held printer paper 3 weeks ago. This isn't an accident, and it isn't ingratitude. A cardboard box has walls. It has cover. It has exactly one opening, which means exactly one direction to watch. The expensive bed, for all its softness, is open on every side, and to a small animal built around the instinct to disappear when necessary, that is a worse trade than it looks. Cats are predators, but they're also small enough to be prey. That second fact never fully goes away just because the food now arrives in a bowl. So the sunbeam crawling across the carpet, the blanket left on the couch, and the box on its way to the recycling bin are all being scored against the same checklist. Warm, quiet, covered, watchable, and sometimes the best score in the whole house goes to you. When your cat settles against your legs, it's affection, sure, but it is also a creature that has done the math and concluded you are warm, familiar, and unlikely to move suddenly. Before your cat has figured out anything else about where it lives, it has already figured out where it is safe. Number 6. Your hoodie knows where you've been, and so does your cat. Pick up the sweatshirt you wore yesterday, and you will smell laundry that needs doing. Your cat picks up the same sweatshirt and reads a small biography. Where you sat, how recently, whether anything about you has changed since this morning. Cats process the world through scent at a level humans simply don't have access to. That is the actual explanation for why your hoodie keeps ending up flattened into a bed shape on the floor. It isn't really about softness. Plenty of soft things in your house go untouched. It is that this particular soft thing smells unmistakably like you, and your scent is one of the load-bearing pillars of what makes a house feel like safe territory, instead of a strange room full of furniture. It also explains the headbutt. When your cat rubs its face against your shin, it isn't only being affectionate. It is depositing scent from glands concentrated around its face, mixing your smell with its own across the doorframes, corners, and legs of everyone it trusts. Slowly, the whole house gets cross-labeled. Yours, mine, ours. You're not just sharing a home with your cat. You're co-authoring the smell of it. Number 5. Rearrange the furniture and you've redrawn the map. Here's a small experiment you've probably already run by accident. Move the armchair and watch your cat walk into the room afterward. There's a pause, a recalculation, sometimes a wide, suspicious arc around the new arrangement before anything resembling normal behavior resumes. To you, that chair move was Tuesday afternoon tidying. To your cat, you deleted a known exit and replaced it with a question mark. Every room in your house exists in your cat's head as a layout of escape routes before it exists as a layout of furniture. Which gap leads to which shelf? Which jump connects to which windowsill? Which path stays clear if something goes wrong? Cats do not relax in spaces where the way out is uncertain. A cornered cat may crouch, freeze, and flick its eyes sideways. Running the same calculation, a much larger animal runs in a much smaller emergency. If this goes wrong, where do I go? That question never fully switches off. It is also exactly why a cat that has lived somewhere for years starts to look like it owns the place. It's not confidence in the abstract. It's confidence built entirely out of knowing every door. Number 4. The knock at the door changes the whole room. A knock lasts less than a second. Your cat goes from asleep to gone in less than that. Something has struck the edge of the territory. Something is outside, and the boundary between outside and inside has just become a live question. That is the entire calculation. Run in the time it takes the sound to finish. But it isn't only the door. It is the glass that slips out of your hand while you're loading the dishwasher, the toy truck that skids unexpectedly across the floor, the ambulance siren fading past the window at 2 a.m. To you, a dropped glass is an annoyance with a dustpan attached. To your cat, it is a sudden sharp sound, a change in the texture of a room it thought it understood, and a floor that may no longer be entirely safe to cross, which is exactly why the same cat can glide back through that kitchen 10 minutes later. stepping around every fragment like it has a diagram. In a sense, it does. Cats build their understanding of the house out of incidents, not just objects. A loud noise here, a tail pulled there, a toy that flew out of nowhere from that direction once. What looks like nervousness from across the room is something closer to memory with very good aim. Number 3. The house has a heartbeat, and your cat has been counting it for years. Nobody taught your cat to read a clock. Nobody needed to. It has spent every day of its life in your house cross-referencing one signal against another, until the whole place runs on a schedule only it can see. Footsteps in the hallway means someone is awake. Cabinets opening mean food might be close. The furnace clicking on means the floor near the vent is about to become the best seat in the house. Then it will click off again 20 minutes later, the room will change again, and your cat will already know. You experience your day as a list. Work, errands, dinner, bed. Your cat experiences the same day as a sequence of cues it learned to predict. That is the only real explanation for how it manages to appear by the kitchen at almost exactly the right minute, every single day, without ever once being told the time. So when that rhythm breaks, your cat notices. A new baby A changed work schedule, a loud argument that doesn't fit the usual pattern of the house. Your cat does not need to understand why it is happening. It only needs to notice that the signals it has trusted for years just stopped lining up. People sometimes describe cats as creatures who hate change. That's not quite it. They're creatures who study patterns closely enough to know within seconds when one has broken. Number 2. Somewhere in your house, your cat is watching something you can't see. You'll catch your cat staring at a blank section of wall, perfectly still, head cocked at an angle that makes no sense to you. 5 minutes pass. It hasn't moved. You walk over to see what the fuss is about, expecting nothing, and there it is. Low on the baseboard, exactly where the wall meets the floor. A spider. One you didn't know was there. One that, until 30 seconds ago, was having a significantly better day than it's about to have. This is the actual difference between how you move through your house and how your cat does. You're built to notice big things. People, doors, the television. Your cat is built to notice small ones. A flicker in the corner, a faint scratch behind the wall, a shadow shifting under a door it has clearly decided is worth monitoring. The hunting instinct doesn't disappear just because dinner now comes from a bag. It just gets rerouted toward whatever happens to be moving. A moth near the lamp, a fly against the window, a shoelace dragged carelessly across the floor, which is the entire explanation for the cat that looks half asleep for 3 straight hours and then, with no warning at all, goes completely silent and laser-focused at something in the corner of the room you will never even get a clear look at. The hunt never really left the house. It just went quiet and started waiting. Number 1. You live on the floor. Your cat lives in 3 dimensions. Stand in your living room and look around at chair height. That's roughly where your understanding of the room stops. Your cat's understanding keeps going. Up the back of the couch, along the windowsill, across the bookshelf, onto the counter, all the way to the flat top of the refrigerator that you've probably forgotten is even accessible. None of that is decoration to your cat. It's usable territory, and every layer of it does something different. Height means it can watch the room without being touched. A windowsill means it can monitor the world outside without leaving the world inside. The back of the couch means it can stay close to people it likes, without being surrounded by the chaos of a busy room. That matters considerably more on a day when kids are running through the house, toys are skidding across the floor, and the ground level has simply become too unpredictable to enjoy. In the wild, elevation buys a small predator 2 things at once: safety and visibility. Inside your living room, that same old instinct just turns furniture into landscape. A table becomes a lookout. A shelf becomes a ledge. The top of the fridge becomes, somehow, a mountain. You think in floor plan. Your cat thinks in elevation and has the entire time. None of this means your cat is secretly plotting something or quietly judging the state of your living room. It means it's paying far closer attention than you are to heat, scent, sound, motion, height, danger, rhythm. And it has been doing that since the day it first walked through your door. You hold the deed. Your cat has the territory memorized down to the inch. To you, it's home. To your cat, it always was, and always will be, something just a little wilder than that.